So, how's everyone doing? Do you guys have any questions? Welcome to my live stream. This is English Q&A session. And yes, I'm a real teacher. And you know, if you just go read my bio, it's very easy to find out who I am. Just go read a bio. Click on my picture. It'll tell you everything. It's all right there. Can you talk with me? Because you said sir? Sure you can. Cynthia, raise your hand. Raise your hand and I'll bring you up on stage. So, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? This one is called English Q&A session, which means Q&A means question and answers. So, if you have questions about English, then I have answers about English. So, you can ask me questions about grammar, about vocabulary, about listening, writing, reading, speaking, pronunciation, confidence, whatever. Okay? If you have questions, then ask them to me. I can try to answer them. Okay? I don't always have the answers, but I certainly always will try. All right? So, Allison, the topic is just about anything regarding English, especially. Okay? Hello, Cynthia. How are you?
Hello.
Hello.
There.
How are you? Cynthia, can you hear me?
I'm fine.
You're good? Okay, good.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. And where are you in China?
Q&A.
Yeah, it's Q&A. So you have questions, I have answers.
Suzhou. I'm.
Okay. I think there's a little bit of a delay in the...
Can you tell me the intonation?
The intonation of what?
Oh, English pronunciation.
Well, there is no one intonation for English pronunciation. English is what I call an emotionally tonal language, which means the tone changes based on this, whether it's a statement or a question. The tone changes based on the emotion you're trying to say. So, you know, if you say, today I feel sad, that's one tone. If you say, today I feel happy, that's another tone, right? It's emotionally tonal. And then there's also...
The rest tone.
There's no rules about it. Some people speak with a different kind of intonation. Like there's a famous actor named Christopher Walken, and he's famous because the way he speaks and his intonation is very unique and different compared to many people. So there is no rule about English intonation. Every language has a sound almost like music. You know, some of them go more up and down. Some of them are more flat. And you need to listen a lot. If you listen a lot, then you'll start to hear the way we pronounce things. Okay? The way we intonate.
My teacher telling me that I should pay attention to a science group about the intonation.
You should pay attention to what?
Science group.
A science group. What is that?
Yeah, like I like food. I like food.
Oh, I don't know. Oh, the transcript. The transcript. Is that what you're saying? The transcript. Oh, okay. No, I don't know that no. I think you need to listen. You just need to listen, okay? American intonation or English intonation also has to do with phrasing. Phrasing is a big part of intonation. Phrasing means which words do you put together and which words are separated. So if I say the sentence, I like to eat chocolate, but I don't like to eat bread. I like to eat chocolate is one part, but I don't like to eat bread is another part. That's the phrasing.
Phrasing.
Yeah, that's phrasing. That's not intonation, that's phrasing. Okay? So, audiobooks are very good for learning phrasing and intonation. Okay? If you get an audiobook, you can read the book and you can listen to someone speaking. They're reading the book for you. And they have good pronunciation, and they have good phrasing, and they have good intonation. So you can listen to the way they read it.
You mean is I mimic their pronunciation?
Well, you listen to their pronunciation and their phrasing and their intonation, and yes, then you try to mimic it. You try to, do it like they do.
Hello. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah. But I think that intonation is something that you don't need to spend too much time thinking about. Okay? You don't need too much time on intonation. In my opinion, it's not that important in English. Because lots of people speak different ways, and none of them are wrong, okay? There's a famous American comedian. His name is Stephen Wright, and he speaks with a very boring-sounding voice. He always talks like this. Good morning, everyone. My name is Stephen Wright. Is that wrong? No, it's not wrong. It's just the way he speaks. Right? But when I speak with a lot of animation. I'm very excited when I speak most of the time. So intonation is very personal in English, in my opinion. There's no rule about intonation.
Yes, I should follow my...
Yeah, whatever you want to do. Listen to many, many people, and then you will choose the way to speak. But your intonation is fine right now.
I should pay more my pronunciation rather than my intonation. That's like...
I think that, yeah, you should spend a little bit more time on your pronunciation, not so much time on your intonation.
Yes.
But even pronunciation is not that important, in my opinion. If you have a clear pronunciation, that's all that matters. You don't have to have a perfect pronunciation. Okay? You don't need a perfect pronunciation. You just need a good one. Okay?
Yeah.
So like the word transcript, when you said transcript before, I couldn't understand you. So that's a word you should practice more. Okay? And Cynthia, Chinese is a small mouth language, but English is a big mouth language. So, 对，如果你说英文，你需要用好大的口。
Yes, open
Okay.
my mouth.
Yeah, open your mouth more and it will be more clear. And your intonation will also be different.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Take care, Cynthia. I'll see you
Bye.
next time. Bye-bye. Okay. Let's see. I do my best. Thank you very much. Okay, Vic says, often when I want to express an idea in English, my brain is blank. Can I help you? Can you help me to solve this problem? Yeah. Vic? What kind of ideas are you having trouble with? What kind of ideas? Are you having trouble expressing... So there are two types of thoughts. There are two types of ways of speaking. There is spontaneous speaking, right? Spontaneous speaking. And then there is contemplated speaking, which means spontaneous speaking is stuff that you're just thinking of right now, okay, without thinking about it before. But contemplated speaking means you've thought about this before in English. And if you spend time thinking about it, then it will be easier to speak about. Okay, Vic? So what I would suggest, Vic, is that you should write down a list of topics that you want to be able to talk about and think about them before. Think about them in English, okay? And Vic, if you go to this website, go to that website. That website has a great menu button called Questions. And if you go to that menu and go to Questions, then you'll find a lot of topics and a lot of questions that you can look at. They're great for your thinking practice. They're great for your speaking practice, and they're great for your writing practice. And yes, you can come on stage. One more second, Vic. Let me just answer a couple more questions that were in the chat here. Let's see. Can I pronounce Philadelphia? Philadelphia. How to pronounce got up? I got up this morning. Yes, Jiao Peng Fei, yes. You don't need to be perfect when you speak English, in my opinion, okay? If you take a test like the TOEFL test or the IELTS test, they do care about your pronunciation. They care too much about pronunciation, in my opinion. But as an English teacher, if you're asking me, is it important for speaking English? I don't think so. I don't think you need to sound exactly like me. I think that the goal of English should be communication. And communication happens if you're clear, not if you're perfect. Okay? Is it true that we have to memorize 3,000 words to get to the intermediate level? Moeen, I don't know that that's a very good way to consider intermediate level, because it depends on which 3,000 words you learn, right? There are many words you could learn the wrong 3,000 words, and that wouldn't help you. Okay? Of course, anybody may also visit that website. Okay. I think I would say, guys, don't think about how many words you need. Think about how well you can express yourself. Okay, so for me, there are 4 levels of English. Baby English, which is when you can only express the most simple things and simple ideas, right? I'm hungry, I'm tired, I'm sad, I'm happy. I like this, I don't like that. I want this, I don't want that. Okay, that's baby English. Then there's elementary level English. When you're an elementary school kid, you ask a lot of questions. What's this? What's that? Why? How? When? Where? Right? Kids ask a lot of questions, right? So if you're asking a lot of questions and answering those questions in your mind, that's elementary level, right? Just like, what's that thing called? And why do we need to go to the zoo? And what does the store have? And when does the store open? Things like that. Those are elementary level questions, right? Then we get to high school level, which is about talking about yourself, talking about your family, your friends, your hobbies, your interests, your ideas, your goals, your work, your dreams, your past, your present, your future, your routine. Okay, and then we get to advanced level English, which is talking about advanced things like economics and religion and politics and very advanced topics. Okay, that's a better way, in my opinion, to think about the levels of English instead of how many words do you know. that's too vague, and it doesn't really let you think about practical usage of the language. Okay? Yes, learn how to express yourself at different levels. Okay? All right, let's talk to Vic.
Hi, Teacher Mark.
Hello, Vic. How are you?
Hi. Same old, same old.
Same old, same old. Okay, good.
Okay. Today and yesterday, I didn't have time to enter your live stream this day because I'm a little busy these days. So it's
That
been
happens.
a while.
That happens. That's okay.
Yeah.
We all get busy sometimes. Actually, I was really busy the last few days, so I didn't have a voice room. I had one last night, but I didn't have one the night before that. So, that happens.
Yeah.
So what's
Okay.
what's
So
your question for me?
My question is that sometimes as a beginner, when I want to express an idea, at the first moment, I will translate my idea into English. So, but sometimes I cannot use the exact words or expressions. So, when I compare my sentence with the native speakers, I find that there's a big difference. I cannot express my ideas exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. Even though I use the easy words, I do not use the complex words.
Can you give me an example of what types of things you're trying to talk about?
Okay, okay.
That's all right. Take your time.
Okay, I love to say, yeah. I will leave a message when I find an example.
Okay. All right. So Vic, language is not a science. It's an art. Okay. And that means that everybody has a different way, and art is reflected by your experience at that moment. So here's the other thing. Not everyone speaks well all the time. Okay, there are times when I don't speak well, and it's just, that's just life. Like you can't always be a perfect speaker.
Yes, it's art.
Right, it's just an art, right? So what I would say is, like I said, there are two types of speaking. There's spontaneous speaking. Spontaneous speaking is when you're talking with somebody and you haven't thought about these things before, right? So if I ask you, if I play a song, right? If I play a song and I ask you, well, what do you think about this song? How do you feel about this song? If you've never heard that song before, then you have to think about it right now. You have to try to decide, how am I going to express myself? That's spontaneous. Okay. And, but then there are other topics that are more contemplative, meaning they're things that you've thought about before, right? So, maybe you're talking about, well, like food, for example. Like maybe you're talking about food and, you're talking about the different kinds of food, like Indian food and Japanese food and American food. And, maybe you've thought about it and you've thought, well, I really like American food, but I don't really like Indian food because this and this and this and this and this, right? So if it's something you've thought about before, then you can answer more easily because you've already done the time, you've taken the time to think about it. Right. So, and when we're in school, they make you write papers, right? They make you write papers about things. And one of the reasons they make you write papers is because if you want to speak well about something, then sometimes you need time to research it, to read about it, and then to write it, to formulate your ideas, to really make your ideas well formed. And then after you have them well formed in a paper, if somebody asks you a question about that paper, can you answer them? Of course you can. You wrote a paper. It's easier to speak about something than it is to write about something, right? So,
Right.
so in that case, that's why they do that. So it's a good idea to remember. There are certain times you should practice writing, because if you spend time writing about something, anytime someone asks you about that in the future, you will be able to speak about it because you already wrote about it. Okay?
Yes, I agree with you. And no, maybe I think I need to practice how to think.
Well, you do. Yeah.
How to think in English. How should I say? Logic, right?
Logically, yeah, right.
Logically.
So that's more advanced English, right? That's getting into the advanced level of English. I said there were 4 levels of English. There's baby English, there's elementary school English, there's high school level English, and then there's advanced English, right? And advanced English is when you're talking about advanced topics like economics or philosophy, right? Or religion or politics or, history, right? Those are difficult topics to talk about. Okay. So, but yeah, no one can speak about those things without learning about those things, right? There's a famous man named Marcus Aurelius, a Roman soldier, Roman general, and he said, the opinion of 10,000 men means nothing if they know nothing of the subject. So if 10,000 people they have an idea, they have an opinion, but they don't know anything about it. So that means their opinion really means nothing. Right? If if I ask you, what do you think about this book? If you've never read the book, then it doesn't really matter what you think, right? So that's what I'm saying. So that's when you get to that level, you have to do some research before you can speak well about things. Okay? You can't just have an idea and then say it without some backing. You have to back it up with knowledge that you've gained through study, right? So, so it sounds to me like you're trying to talk about advanced subjects, advanced things, right? And
maybe I was expert.
Okay,
Yeah.
so if that's the case, then you need to write down those subjects. Write down the things you want to be able to express. Write down a list of those things. And then start choosing which ones you want to study about in English, not in Chinese, right? So if you want to know more about, for example, let's say you want to learn more about philosophy. Okay, so then you should read about philosophy, but you should read in English. Okay, so get Plato's The Republic or books by Rene Descartes or anything like that. You can John Locke, and those are all usually books you can find in English and read about them in English. Now it's difficult to read sometimes. Right, it's difficult. It's like sometimes reading older books is like reading Shakespeare. The language is really hard, but that's the way it is. Advanced topics are going to be difficult to think about, but these days you have a big advantage because when I was a kid, if I wanted to read about these things, I just had to figure it out myself. And maybe I could ask a teacher some questions. But now you can use AI, you can, go on ChatGPT and you can just say, hey, I don't understand this thing from Shakespeare. Can you explain it to me? And it will. It will explain it to you. It'll give you a great answer about why it means this and what it means. And it's amazing, right? So use AI to help you with these things, right? When you're trying to read about things and learn about things, if it's difficult to understand because the English level is difficult, then use the internet, use AI to help you understand. Okay. And
Yes, yeah, that is 2 days. No, after 5 days, I used AI to correct my sentences and to help me translate something that is complex. After your recommend.
good.
That's the week.
Very good. Yeah. Like I said, it's an amazing tool, and it would be silly to not use it. It's one of the most advanced tools that we have ever created on this earth. And a tool is only as good as its user, right? If I give a hammer to a baby's just going to destroy the room. But if I give a hammer to a carpenter can build a beautiful table or a beautiful bookshelf, right? So the tool is based on the user, right? So you have to use AI well to do good things, and it will help you do good things, all right? So reading is a great thing at your level. I think you need to be reading as much as you possibly can. Because guess what, Vic? When you read, you're reading the logical thoughts of other people. Right? So you'll understand their logic on this idea, right? So find books or articles about the things you want to be able to speak about and read about them. Right? Or videos too, right? I like to go to TED Talks and watch TED Talks about topics that are interesting. Or I listen to podcasts on NPR that have lots of interesting topics about science or history or food or culture or travel or music. And the more I listen to other people speaking about these things, the more I can speak about them well myself.
Yes, I'm reciting the small articles nowadays.
Good.
Reciting small articles, and when I want to express something, I will use the structure of the sentences that I have recited, and maybe that will take a few minutes to use the structure of sentence to express my idea. Yeah. So.
Well, that's normal, but you should be careful because sometimes you can restrict yourself too much with structure. So, if you're thinking that you can only follow this structure, then that limits the way you can express yourself sometimes, right? And English is multi-structural, which means that there are many ways you can say a sentence. I could say, today I want to go to the park, or I want to go to the park today. Right? They mean exactly the same thing, but I restructured where the words are a little bit, right? So, yeah, but honestly, at your level, I think that all you need to do is you need to be reading, you need to be listening, and then when you find a topic that you want to practice your expression, start with writing. Write your ideas first. Form your ideas well in writing. And then if you can form them well in writing, then you can read, you can speak. You can speak to people, right? And this is the way it's been done for thousands of years. For thousands of years, if people want to be taken seriously about a subject, the first thing they do is they craft their words on paper. To craft means to carefully form. To carefully form something is to craft something, right? So by crafting your words on paper, it really gives you the time to think, how do I want to say this? Is that the best way to say this? You know? And just yesterday, I wrote a post on Hello Talk about something called the paradox of greatness, I called it. And the paradox of greatness is that if you believe that you're the best, you can never be the best. But in order to be the best, you must believe that you can be the best. That's the paradox of greatness. Nobody can be the best if you're so arrogant that you think you're the best. Right? Because if you think you're the best, you're never improving. You're lazy, right? But you also can't be the best if you don't believe in yourself, right? And that post that I made, I had these thoughts when I was sleeping. I woke up in the middle of the night and I had this idea that I needed to write down. And I got my phone and I wrote down the words that I had in my mind. And the next day, then I went and looked at them more carefully. And every post that I write, I carefully try to look at my words and craft them so that they sound good and they look good and they are understandable, right? And the more you do that, then it becomes easy to speak about those things. Okay? So the process of great language starts with listening and reading. And then if you want to express your ideas, if you want to express them well, try writing them well first. And then if you can write them well, you can speak about them well.
Okay, I got it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay.
That's true with any language, to be honest. It doesn't matter what language. This is not limited to English. That's true in Chinese, too. If I want to express myself well in Chinese, first I have to listen and read in Chinese. And then after I listen and read, I can try to write my ideas in Chinese, and I craft my ideas well in Chinese. And then if I can write in Chinese, then I can speak in Chinese.
Okay.
Okay.
I got it.
Yeah. I mean,
Yes.
let's understand that everybody wants to be great, but greatness doesn't come easy. So that means that you can't just, it's not just like, oh, I want to speak great. No, of course you need to do some work to get to that level. Okay?
Okay.
But you
Thank
can,
you,
you can
Mark.
do it. You can do it, Vic. Just keep working on it. Your English level is definitely at the advanced level, so you have to push yourself more. When you reach that advanced level, you have to push yourself
Okay.
more. Okay?
I hope next time I can talk with you like a native speaker.
Well, when people say that to me, when they say I want to speak like a native speaker, the funny thing is not all native speakers speak well. So, Vic, you already speak better than some native speakers do.
But not enough.
Okay, that's good. If you want to work on it more, then you can. But just remember that just like in Chinese, there are some people in China who don't speak well and they don't really express themselves well. And maybe their level is not very good, right? So when you say speak like a native speaker, that's not what you really mean. What you mean is you hope you can be more eloquent. Do you know that word? Eloquent. Yeah, to be eloquent means to have eloquence, means to speak clearly and express your ideas well.
Yeah.
That's eloquence, to be very eloquent. If I say, oh, wow, he's very eloquent, that means he really knows how to express himself well using words. Okay?
Okay. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
I got
So
it.
keep working on eloquence. It's just like in music. There's no perfection in music either, right? There's no stopping point in music. We don't reach a point where we're good enough and we stop working. We always try to be more musical, right? And to be more musical means we want, what does musical mean? To be musical means it sounds good to your ears. To be eloquent means it sounds good to your ears.
Yeah.
Okay?
Okay.
All right,
Okay.
Vic, good luck. Jiao, you can do it.
Thank you. I
All right.
appreciate that.
All
Thank
right.
you.
I'll see you next time, Vic. Take care, my friend.
Okay.
Yes, eloquent. Cynthia has the spelling correctly. Eloquent. Eloquent or eloquence. To have eloquence. Okay? All right. Let's see. Crystal has been waiting for a little while. Let's talk to Crystal.
Hi, Mike.
Hello,
Thank
Crystal.
you.
How are you?
Yeah, I'm fine. I want to tell you I'm really thankful for coming up on the stage.
You're
I
welcome.
really appreciate it.
It's my pleasure. And you're in China where? What city are you in?
I'm in Xuzhou City, in Jiangsu Province.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
And what can I do
yeah.
for you today? How can I help you?
Yeah. I see the the topic tonight is English question and answer, right? So I have a question for you. Yeah, I know about you from your homepage. Yeah, you you have hosted about 1,000 live streams,
About
and
about 1,000
yeah,
almost.
yeah, and was the first Hello Talk live stream, and I mean it's very unbelievable. Yeah, I think it's great. So my question is, um, what is the reason that keeps you going on?
What's the reason that keeps me doing this?
Yeah.
Well, I love to teach. That's really the basic reason is I love to teach, and using Hello Talk to teach this way allows me to teach in a way that I've never had before, right? So usually I have to teach just a small group of people, maybe a class of children like when I was in Taiwan, or maybe private lessons one-on-one. But when I can teach this way, I love to teach so many people from so many places with so many different levels, right? So part of what I'm trying to do here is teach English, but the other thing that I love to do is just to make connections. And I love when people from all over the world are all coming together for the same purpose, right? When everybody from many different cultures, many different countries, when we're all coming together to try to do something as a group, that creates an energy, that creates a connection. And I really think it's important that we spend more time with that. That now that we have this ability. Crystal, when I was a boy, I remember we used to have something called a shortwave radio. Okay, a shortwave radio. It was this very, very old radio. Okay, and radios have two kinds of ways of listening: FM and AM, right?
Yeah.
But there's also shortwave. And when I was a boy, we used to go down in my basement on a clear summer night. Okay, and this is in the 1980s. Okay, and on a clear summer night, I could use this radio and I could listen to radio in Europe. So I could listen to Radio France or the BBC, and we were amazed by that. We were so amazed that I could listen to the radio from another country, and it was like, wow, that's so incredible, right? But now we have this an insane, amazing technology where I have so many people from all over the world all watching me at the same time, and I'm talking with them. And I talk to you, and I talk to people from every country, Bangladesh and India and China and Japan and Brazil and Germany and France and Italy and Spain, and all of these people together I can speak with all at the same time. And that is truly, truly amazing technology. And I really wish more people would spend time doing that. Okay, and here's the thing. This app is great for learning language, but honestly, I don't think that's the greatest value of this app. The greatest value of this app is that you can now talk to people from any country in the world and try to understand each other better.
Yeah.
That's the best value of this app. Okay, learning a language is great because learning a language helps you understand people better. But when we can talk to each other, right? Like Narni just, and you, Crystal, even you, Crystal, any of you, if I wanted to talk to you 35 or 40 years ago, I could call China, but do you know how expensive that would be?
Yeah.
If I wanted to call China 40 years ago, it would be very expensive. And not many people spoke English, so the chances of us being able to communicate would be much lower, right? It would be hard for us to communicate, right? And Iran, if I wanted to talk to somebody in Iran, how difficult is that? But it's not difficult right now. I can talk to people in Iran. So, like I said, that's the highest value of this app is the connections that you can make globally. And so if you want to know why I do it because I love to teach. I love helping people learn. I love trying to make learning seem more interesting. And I love helping people grow.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Just
That's okay.
Yeah. Kunchong is flying.
Oh, fly. Okay. Yeah, no problem. That's okay.
I'm sorry.
That's
I'm
all right.
Yeah. So, it sounds. I think you are a very great person. So, and the next question is, don't you don't you get bored? If some Chinese, they will ask the same question: how can I improve my English skills? How can I speak like a native person? So,
I'll tell you what. No, I don't. Not usually, because this is a very similar thing that happens in music. Okay, and again, I'm a musician, and when I used to perform in bars, I used to play the same songs every night, right? And when I play that same song every night, I have to give a new energy every time, right? So when you perform a song many, many, many times, you would think you get bored and so it becomes tiring. But a great musician does not do that. A great musician will play that song. Here's what they tell us. They tell us that you should play tonight's show as if tomorrow you're going to be dead. So it's the last show you ever get to play. So that means you have to put all your energy into that song. Even if you've played it a million times, every time you play it, it has to sound like it has the energy of the first time. Right? So, so what I would say is sometimes people ask me the same questions, how can I be fluent? Or how can I learn English? And sometimes actually it's not that I get bored. It's that sometimes the questions, I just wish people would think about their questions more carefully, because a long time ago, one of my teachers said something to me that I always remembered. He said, if your question is something that someone else wrote a book about, then it's not a good question. Right? So if you ask me, how can I learn English? That's like asking, how can I learn Chinese? Somebody wrote books about that. Nobody can give you a proper answer. That's too big. The question is too big.
It's too big. Yeah.
So you have to come up with a better question. That's a smaller question that's more direct, and not just this big general lazy question. Like, how can I be good? That's too
it's
big.
So big.
Yeah, right.
That means you haven't start.
Right. Yeah. And sometimes those questions mean that you're being a little bit lazy, that learning doesn't come easy. That's why we respect people who have studied and learned, because we know it takes time. It takes effort to become, knowledgeable about something. To learn takes effort. So your questions should be more careful. You should think more about what your questions are and ask the right questions, if you really want to learn. So, but I don't really care, because everybody has, every time I see a new student, of course they have the same questions, but every student is new. Every student is a different person. So it's a chance for me to give them that answer for the first time. So I may have said that answer a million times before, but they have not heard it. So that's what I have to remind them is it's like this. Again, it's like music. Maybe I've played that song 10 million times, and for me, it's a bit boring. But there might be somebody in the audience who has never heard that song before. So I have to perform it really well so that they can love it too. Right? So language is a performance and teaching is a performance. And every time somebody asks me a question, I have to perform it well and perform it like it's new every time, even if I've done it many, 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 many times.
I mean, you're so great. I can. I mean, my oral English is just so, but I can understand almost what you say. But other people, I mean, pardon me. I'm sorry. Yeah, it's so awkward. So,
Well, again, being a teacher is about communicating the knowledge you have and giving it to others, right? And so that means you have to be very careful with your words and communicate them well, right? So having knowledge is one thing, but communicating that knowledge is another, right? And when I teach, I love to, I'll tell you this, teaching, when I teach, it's almost like I'm a different person because I slow down and my thoughts are a lot more careful. My words are a lot more careful. And it's like this different energy I'm trying to create because I don't want to say something that you can't understand. I want to say things that you can. So my pronunciation is more careful. My pace is a little more slow so everybody can understand me. My choice of words is much more careful. My body language is very important too. If you look bored, people will think your answers are boring. But if you look like you're interested and you look like you have an energy about what you say, then people pay attention to what you say.
Yeah. So I think the better communication is not what you speak like natively. I think the better communication is you can communicate with some simple words. Simple structure.
And you know what? I'll tell you this, Crystal. One of the great things that I had to learn was when I went to Taiwan, I taught English to children. Taiwanese kids, and they don't understand complicated language, so you have to speak simply. You have to speak simply, and you have to be excited, and you have to have a good energy. And if you speak simply and you have a good energy, then they want to learn, and they can. But if you speak too fast and your energy is not right, then they won't pay attention. They get frustrated.
If you feel it's too difficult, you don't want to go on.
That's right.
So I don't mean everyone. Just like me, I'm like the baby. So I'm really appreciated that I can understand you and I can communicate with you. It's very important to me. It improves me to learn English. It improve me to speak English. I think that's more important.
But you can say very powerful things with very simple words.
Just like one apple one day.
Right. Or to be or not to be. Right? Those are very simple things, but that word is those words are so powerful, right? Those words are so powerful. So, simplicity is underrated, especially in language. Many people think that your language is not good if you don't have complex words. But
Yeah.
in music, we have a rule. Simple music played well is always better than complicated music played poorly. The same thing is true with language. Simple words used well are always better than complicated words used poorly.
Yeah. I can't agree more. Yeah.
Okay. Well, good. So, Crystal, do you have any other questions for me?
I have so many questions because I want to talk to you, but I think other people want to talk with you.
Okay.
So yeah.
All right. Well, it was nice to talk with you, and thank you for your questions.
Yeah. Thank you. Tomorrow the live is still.
My live streams I do Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, but I will tell you this. Friday is an important live stream because Friday is my 11-year anniversary on Hello Talk.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'll be there.
So,
yeah, I'll be there.
So, guys, if you're going to come to one of my live streams, come to my Friday live stream. 11 years I've been on this app talking to people around the world. And I think maybe the boss of Hello Talk might even come and say hello. So yeah, and
That's
there
meaningful.
A lot of other teachers. I think a lot of other hosts are going to come and say hi. So yeah, please come around the same time. Monday, Wednesday, Friday is when I do my live streams. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Today I started about 9 o'clock, which is about an hour earlier. So right now it's 10:15, 10:17. I started today at about 9 o'clock, 9:10. Okay, so usually Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, somewhere around 9, maybe a little bit earlier, maybe a little bit later, but Monday, Wednesday, and Friday around that time. So for you, it's nighttime, right? It'll be 8:30 or 9 o'clock at night.
Okay. I'll be there on time.
Great. Thank you very much, Crystal.
Yeah.
And your
Thank
English
you,
is
Mark.
good.
Thank you, Mark.
我觉得你的英文不错啊，加油。
我只是敢说。
熟能生巧，
in China-
你可以啊，你可以啊。
Yeah, thank you. 只要你不尴尬，尴尬的就是别人。I don't know if you understand. If you are not, if you feel not awkward, then
yeah.
the other people will.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. I make you feel comfortable, which is good. That's good. Yeah. All right.
Yeah,
Well, thank you. I'll see you next time. Okay, Crystal?
Yeah, next time.
Okay.
See you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Yeah, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday is when I usually do my live streams, and I usually do voice rooms. I've been trying to do voice rooms every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, but to be honest, I feel like that might be too much. I don't know. So my live streams are in the morning, my time, and my voice rooms are in the evening, my time, right? So I try to do both live streams and voice rooms. Okay. Okay, let's see. Let's talk to Sahara. Hello, Sahara.
Wow, hi, Nick.
How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. Thank you. How about you?
I'm pretty good.
Yeah.
And
Great.
where are you in China? What city?
Yeah. I'm living in Beijing now.
Beijing. Okay. All right. And what can I do for you today?
Yeah, I have many questions.
Okay.
Yeah. And the first one is, you know that I learn English for maybe for near 1 year. Yeah. For near 1 year, and I recently I feel confused because I just sometimes I think I just can maybe communicate with others, use many simple maybe sentence or simple vocabularies, but I want to, that if others talk about money, maybe maybe professional topic or other things that I will confuse about the new words. Yeah. And that I really want to get a progress on my English. Yeah, but sometimes I feel really confused about this. I don't
Okay.
know. Yeah.
Okay, so so I think at your level, you need to start focusing on reading more and thinking more. Okay?
Yeah.
So if you want to talk about some subjects, then you should read about those subjects, right? So what are you interested in? What do you want to talk about? What do you want to know more about? You need to read about those things more in English, not Chinese. You have to read about them in English. Sometimes that might be difficult, but so tell me one thing that you want to be able to talk about. Give me one topic, one idea that you want to talk about more clearly.
Maybe that I want to talk about the different culture between maybe some other countries
Okay.
and China.
Okay.
Yeah, and maybe some other movies or
Okay.
such stuff
So
like this.
so culture is a great one. You should try to read about cultures as much as you can. You should listen to people who speak about cultures as much as you can. There's a great website that you can go to, npr.org. It's National Public Radio in America, npr.org, National Public Radio. And on that website, you can find many podcasts that they have. Okay, they have two things there. They have many articles about culture. You can click on the menu button for what do you want to learn about? Oh, do you want to learn about news? Do you want to learn about culture, music, food, whatever? So you can click on culture. Oh no, Sahara, we lost you. I hope you can still. Oh, are you there, Sahara?
Yes.
Oh, well,
Welcome.
that's so strange. I don't know why I can still hear you, but you're not on my camera anymore.
Yeah, me too. Wow, it's so weird.
Yeah, it must be a problem with HelloTalk. But as long as you can still hear me, that's okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so NPR has great podcasts you can listen to. I listen to NPR practically every day because that's one of the best places to go to learn. If you really want to learn about the world, go there. They have podcasts about food and cooking and culture of food. They have topics about traveling and going to visiting different countries and the things they do there, the culture of that different country. They have podcasts about science and about history and anything, really. So many different things that I can learn from there. And they interview people, famous people who know about those subjects, right? So listening is one thing you should do, and you can find many great things to listen to there. TED.com is also very good. TED.
TED.
Yeah, TED.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, TED Talks. Those are really good too. They're a little bit advanced, but they're good. And you want to speak in an advanced way, so you could listen to those and try. Okay? And TED is also good because they have something called the transcript.
Yeah.
The transcript means that everything that you're listening to, they have it written for you so you can read it. So if you don't understand what they're saying, you can read it and try to see the words and say, oh, I don't know that vocabulary word. Let me look that up. Okay. Or I don't understand what he means. Let me read it and try to understand better. All right. So, so reading is really good and listening is really good for you. If you want to speak well about subjects, then you need to listen and read about those subjects first. Okay?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Oh, thank you so much, Mark.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
And then the other thing is, Sahara, you need to remember that speaking, or I should say all language, reading, writing, listening, and speaking, they all start with thinking.
Yeah.
So you have to learn how to think well in English. Okay?
Yes.
If you become comfortable with English in your mind, English will be comfortable in your mouth.
Yes. Yeah, Mark, and I also want to sometimes maybe I'm really maybe I think I really want to get a great process in a short time, but I also know that learning a new skill should pay more attention, should be more patient, and
Right.
take more time. But sometimes I was feel hard, how to say,
Frustrated.
yes, frustrated about yeah.
Well, I think frustration in learning is normal. It's normal to feel frustrated sometimes because learning is hard. One of the
Yeah.
things that you can do to try to help you with frustration is you should have many ways to learn. Many ways to learn, right? So if you're studying one way of learning, you're reading about culture and you're reading and reading and reading, but it's difficult and you feel, oh, I'm tired and this is frustrating, this is hard. Okay, so then take a break from reading and try listening. Go to a podcast and listen to them for a little while, or watch a TV show or a movie and try to learn that way, or write something, right? So the secret of learning, in my opinion, one of the secrets is that you should have many different ways of learning so that you never get bored or frustrated, right? If you do one and you get a little bit tired, okay, take a break, try another one. You're still moving forward. You're still moving forward. And you keep your mind more interested because you have many different ways. Okay?
Okay, really appreciate your advice, Mark. Oh, thank you so much.
不客气.
Yeah, yeah, and the second question is about myself. You know that. Yeah, you know that recently I feel maybe uncomfortable. Yeah, it's not sure what's the feeling of it. You know, and I'm 30 and I'm single but for a long time I'm not worried about my life. I enjoy my life. I enjoy myself or my life. But you know, one day that I met someone that maybe they also ask me, "Are you single?" Wow, many people on this application like to ask this kind of
Yeah, I
question.
know. Just yesterday, somebody asked me that too.
Yeah, you know, that's I want to know the difference, maybe the culture, the relationship between between our country and American. How does people think that if a girl, maybe a woman, a young woman, that they don't worry about their maybe their their marriage, yeah.
Yeah, mostly
How
mostly we don't care. I think in America,
Yeah.
you know, you should get married when you're ready to get married if you want to get married. But if you don't want to get married, then don't get married. I'm not married.
Yes.
I'm older than you. I'm a lot older than you. And I'm not married yet. And I don't feel bad about it because, you know, if you don't have the right person, then you shouldn't get married. That's simple. Or if you're not ready, then you shouldn't get married. So in America, I think that if you are married, great. if you like your marriage, you know, many of my friends are married, and that's wonderful. But I also have many friends who have been divorced, and I also have many
Yeah.
friends. I also have many friends who have never been married, like myself. So
Yeah.
I think that marriage is something that's a very important decision, and it shouldn't be taken so lightly. Here's what I tell people is, if you tell me, well, why aren't you married? Everybody should be married. Well, guess what? Then that means that it's not very special, because you're acting like, oh, well, you should just get married. Just get married. Because but you can't have it both ways. If marriage is supposed to be a special thing, then it should be taken with care. And you should choose to do it when you're ready to do it, or when you meet the right person. Okay? And only then. Okay?
Yes.
So that means that if it is done like that, then there should be plenty of people who are not married yet, because they have not made that, they haven't gotten to that point where they feel that they're ready or they've met the right person. Right? But because we feel this pressure, so much pressure to get married, there are some people who get married maybe at the wrong time. You know, and
Yes.
maybe to the wrong person. And then, even worse, they might have children. And that's really not good, because now that thing that you made a bad decision to get together with somebody, and now you have children, that means that your bad relationship will kind of affect your children, right?
Yes.
So
Yeah, totally agree.
so what I would say is, marriage is great. My parents have been married for many years, and they're still together and still happy. But I have another friend who's been married 3 times already, and he's single again.
Wow.
And so I just think that if you want to get married, great. If you don't want to get married, great.
Yes. Well, thank you so much, Mark.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Yeah.
And so just be
Yeah,
be you. And if marriage is going to happen for you, then it will happen when it's ready. It'll happen when you are ready. Okay?
Yes. Yeah.
And I'll tell you one more thing, one more very important thing. This is a hard lesson that I had to learn over many years. Sometimes you might meet the right person. You might meet the perfect person for you. But if you haven't taken enough time to work on yourself and develop yourself, then when that person comes, you might not be ready for them. So one of the most important things that you can do in life is develop yourself. Develop yourself. Develop yourself. Focus on making yourself a better person. Okay? Then, if you make yourself a better person, when you meet the other right person, you're ready. But if you could meet the right person, but you didn't spend any time working on yourself, you're not a good person. You're still immature. You're still, easily frustrated, and you have anger problems, and you get jealous, and you get angry. If you have all those problems, when you meet the right person, you won't be ready for them. Right? And I had to learn that the hard way. A long time ago, I had a relationship, and I thought that she was a great girl, and I really liked her, but I had many personal problems that I had not finished working on yet. Or I shouldn't say finished. I said I should just say I hadn't worked on them yet. And so we broke apart. Why? Not because she wasn't the right girl, but she might have been the right girl, but I wasn't ready as a person yet. So so one of the best things I can tell you is, if you want to be ready for somebody, then you better start working on yourself. Work on yourself. Make yourself a better person. Study, learn, grow, do the things you need to do. Okay?
Yes, I got you. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I will do like this.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Mark.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
And Sahara, I think you have to maybe click the button that says take off a stage because I can't remove you because there is no button now. so maybe
Yeah, let me try.
yeah, you can try to
Okay.
take yourself off the stage because I can't. Yeah, there's some kind of a weird glitch.
Okay.
But it was great to talk to you,
Okay.
Sahara, and come back and see me again, okay? Oh, I think she did it. Maybe. All right. I know many people have been waiting to talk with me. And again, listen, I'm not a therapist. I am not a therapist. I'm just a drummer who teaches English. And I'm happy to answer your questions about anything, right? If you've got questions about life or your personal life or your whatever, okay, I'll give you my thoughts. I'll give you my ideas. But just remember, I'm not telling you what to do. I'm only telling you what I think. All right? I'm not telling you what to do. I'm only telling you what I think. That's all. All right? Okay, let's see. Let's talk to Isak, and I'm going to get a couple people on the stage. Let's try to talk to Isak, and how about Banti? Hello, Isak.
Hi.
Good to
how are
see you again.
Mark?
I'm good. And hello, Banti.
Hello, sir. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Amazing. After seeing you, it's been icing on the cake. I've been waiting for so long. I've been listening your pod this on this platform for a couple of weeks, and I really appreciate your efforts and the sort of advice today you gave the girl. I don't know name. Sorry for
That's
saying
okay.
like that, but as you said, if you don't find the perfect partner, so don't marry. I love your points, sir. Salute to you. You are doing a great job.
Thank you. I'm glad you like it. You know, I'm not saying people shouldn't get married. I'm just saying if it's special, then you should be careful. You should not just jump into anything just because you think you should, right? And there's a lot of pressure. There's so much pressure in this world about things like getting married, you know? So that pressure can make you think that you should just choose, just do it. But I think that it should be careful. You know, sometimes people also, they get engaged and they get married right away. I also think that it's good to stay together for a long time without getting married first, right? Be in a relationship for a long while. Learn about each other. Really learn before you decide to say, well, I'm going to get married. You know, because choosing a life partner is a very big decision. That's a very big decision. So you should be careful with it. That's all I'm saying. I'm not trying to tell people you shouldn't get married. I'm just trying to say that you should be careful about it. That's all. Yeah. So, and I also want to say that I think it's okay to be single. I may never get married. Maybe I will never get married, and maybe that's okay. Maybe that's okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I completely agree with your points, sir.
All right. Well, wonderful. And Bunty, where are you in India? What
Uh,
what city?
I'm from India. Specifically, it's Uttar Pradesh, UP.
UP.
Uh,
Okay.
quite close to Delhi, the capital of India.
Okay. All right. Quite close to Delhi. All right. Great. Okay. And did you have any other questions for me, Bunty? Or things you
Yes,
want to ask
sir.
me?
Actually, related to actually, I have a few questions related to English
Okay, that's better
and my
because
learning.
that's what I really am supposed to be talking about here, not marriage. So yeah, ask me your English questions. I'm better at those questions.
But you 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 so beautifully answered the questions the people ask about the marriage and all those things.
Okay, well, I'm
I
glad.
think you have a great hand on that as well.
Well, I just don't, I don't like feeling like I'm some, I don't mind giving my perspective. I don't mind sharing my ideas, but I don't want anybody thinking that I'm telling you that what you do is wrong or right. I'm just telling you what I think. That's it. So it's not advice. It's not advice because advice means I'm telling you what you should do. I'm not telling you what you should do or what you shouldn't do. I'm only telling you what I feel. That's all. Right? There's a big difference, And I feel more comfortable when I'm just the English guy. those are more simple questions to answer. Nobody's, somebody's going to come back next week and they're going to say, "I followed your advice about marriage and now I'm unhappy." So I don't want that to happen. So, but thank you. I'm glad you like that. But let me see how I can help you with your English.
I always wanted to. Now specifically, I want to a trainer like you. I want to give my services to the other people. Uh, so I'm just trying to have American accent and fluency as well. And I have a low confidence while I talk to the people. So I suffer low confidence whenever it comes to the interview. If I face somebody, so I get lost the ideas out of my mind.
Okay.
I want to have some light, if you can throw, please.
Okay. All right. So the light that I will throw is I will tell you that language is a performance. Every time you speak, it's like you're giving a performance. You're in front of people and there's an audience, right? They're listening to you, right? Even if you're just talking to one person, it's an audience of one. They're listening to you, right? It's like an audition or something. So performing is something that usually takes practice. Okay? Think about it like I do, like a musician. When I first started performing music, I was scared, I was nervous, and I did not perform well in front of people. But I do it again and again and again and again. And each time you do it, you get more comfortable, right? There's a famous poet from Persia, Persian poet named Rumi, if you've ever heard of Rumi before. And he says something that I really like. He said, "All of your anxiety comes from seeking harmony. Seek disharmony and you will find peace." So what that means is if you want to be comfortable, you must force yourself to be uncomfortable many times first. So when you do a job interview, if you're nervous, that's normal. So here's what I will tell you. Go do more job interviews. Go do some interviews for jobs that you don't even care about, right? You don't even want the job. You just are doing it to practice interviewing. That's it, right? If you want to be better at speaking in public, then speak in public. Do it more, right? Put yourself in that situation where you feel uncomfortable. And each time you do it, it will get better. It's like walking through a dark tunnel, right? When you walk through a dark tunnel, at first it's very dark and it's scary. And you're like, "Oh no, what's this about? I don't know. This is scary." But you walk a little bit farther and way down the way, you see that little bit of light, right? And you walk a little bit further and the light gets bigger and you feel better. And you walk a little further and the light gets bigger and you feel better. And then you come out the other side and you realize, "Oh, it's not that bad. I got through." That's the way it feels anytime you do anything new. In the beginning, it's uncomfortable because it's dark and scary. But if you keep doing it, there'll be more and more light and you'll feel more and more comfortable.
Yes, sir, I got your point, and I'm trying to be on the track, and I'm doing some practices. Whatever time I have. The thank you very much for such a wonderful advice. I'm certainly gonna follow it. Would you have some more like I told you I'm working on my pronunciation. I want to have American accent
Okay.
and fluency as well. So could you have some thoughts about this?
So pronunciation, your pronunciation is pretty good already, actually. Your pronunciation is pretty
Really?
good. Yeah, yeah. I can hear an Indian accent, but it's not an unclear Indian accent, okay? You do not need to sound like me. That is not required. That's not necessary. You do need to sound clear. So, Banti, I'm going to give you a good piece of advice to help you make your accent better. I want you to get a piece of paper. Okay, get a piece of paper, and on that piece of paper, on the top of the paper, I want you to write 10 words that are difficult for you to say well in English, right? Think about your language and think about what are the words that I don't pronounce well, right? For example, many Indians, the R sound in India and Arabic speakers, they have trouble with the American R sound. So write down one or two words that have the R sound in them, and then write the other words that are difficult for you to say. Maybe it's a word with TH or V or S or anything, right? Write them down at the top. Then I want you to look at those words and figure out, what is it about this word that's difficult for me? Is it what sound is difficult? Is it the R? Is it the V? Is it the TH? Then you have to go online, do a search, find any other words that sound like that word, right? Find other words that sound similar to that word and write them down underneath, right? So if you have the word car is difficult for you to say. So then write the word car, bar, R, far, anything that's with that R sound in there, and write them down. So when you're finished, you'll have a piece of paper with 10 columns of words that you can practice. And those words are words that are difficult for you to say well. This is what I call your Target Accent Improvement List. TAIL, Target Accent Improvement List. Okay? And if you focus on that every day, take that piece of paper, put it in your pocket, practice those words every day a little bit, you will improve your accent. Okay? But, Banti, you do not need to sound like me. All right? Banti, accents are, if I have two cars. I have two Mercedes-Benz cars. They're both the same car. One car has a perfect engine, and the interior is beautiful, and the tires are new. But the paint is not very good. Okay? But the other car, the engine is not good, the interior is not good, and the tires are not good. But the paint is the most beautiful paint you've ever seen. Which car do you want?
Well, I would want the car which has the good engine.
Because the paint doesn't really matter in a car, right? It's not really that important. Your accent is like the paint on the car. It's not that important. Okay? It's not that important. Okay?
Thank you very much.
Just work on clarity, not perfection of accent. You don't have to sound like me, but you do have to sound clear. Okay, Banti?
Yes, sir. Like you said, this is the R. I have also the R problem. I've been struggling it for many years, and specifically when I ends with R, like you said, car.
Okay, so then you need to write down a bunch of words like that. And then, Banti, another thing, like Chinese people, I always tell Chinese people and Indians, Hindi language is a small mouth language. So when you speak, you use a small mouth. But American English is a big mouth language. If you want to sound clear like me, you have to use a big mouth. So I don't say car. I say car. Right? It's big. So you have to think about making your mouth bigger. Accent. What is an accent, everyone? An accent is when you speak using the vocabulary of one language, but you're using the mouth movements from your native language. So your mouth movements are the problem. You have to learn how to change your mouth movements to be different when you speak a different language. Okay?
Yes, sir.
All right.
I think that's gonna help me a lot, and I'm gonna certainly follow every single piece of advice I had from a wonderful teacher.
I just hope it works. That's all. If it works for you, then great.
Yeah,
All right. Well,
I hope so, sir. Certainly, it will work for me. I have typically this R sound problem.
most Indians do. So that's what I would
Yeah.
say is just focus on that one first and then look at the other ones also. Okay? All right, Banti. Well, it was great to talk with you. I'm going to talk with Isak for a little bit here. She's been waiting patiently on my
Yeah,
screen
sure,
for a
sure,
little bit.
sure.
But
I owe her apologies and
no,
yours
no,
as
it's
well.
okay.
I'm
It's all
sorry,
right.
we couldn't have time.
She's always on my stage. It's okay. It's all right. But
It's okay.
but thank you, Banti, for coming and come back and see me again sometime. Okay.
Sir, it's my pleasure. It's my honor to be in your this on this platform, and I'm really thankful. I'll always be thankful for your such a wonderful advice.
It's my pleasure.
If I get success in the future,
It's my pleasure.
thank you very
very
much,
much,
sir.
Banti. Take care, my friend. Bye bye. And somebody wants me to write the quote from Rumi. Let me write that down very, very quickly. Let's see. Let me see. It might be too big for me to write, but all of your anxiety comes from seeking harmony. Seek disharmony, and you will find peace. There you go. That's from Rumi. So how are you, Isak? Thank you for waiting.
That's okay. And I want to share with you something special,
Okay.
interesting.
All right. Sure.
Last time I joined your live stream. Do you remember?
I think so, yeah.
And when you finish your live stream, Maiden from Brazil chat with me on
Okay.
yes, and we exchange our hobby, and she recommended books she likes for
Okay,
me, and
okay.
I bought the books, and we next time I will share our opinions or ideas about this book. So it's my first time to make friends in foreigner friends to make foreigner friends, and through the way so special.
Good for you.
I really want to say thank you because you provide your stage for me to make friends. I want to say thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. And I will say, Juhe. That was very good. That's wonderful. I'm glad. Congratulations.
Okay.
Yeah, no, that's great. And like I said, that's why I like this app because, yeah, it's about language learning. But language learning is just a bridge. Language learning is just a bridge. It's a bridge that makes you able to connect with other people. So that's the thing I love about this app is the connections. The language learning is just the bridge to make the connections. That's it.
Yes. Okay. And I have a question. I have some question for you. That you're always in your job time. You always talk with others. And I really want to know in your free time, you want uh live alone. No, live alone. Just stay alone. Don't want to talk with others anymore. Or you like talk with others. Always.
No, that's true. There are some times when I get done teaching where I need I need some me time. Some me time, which means just like time by myself. And I like to go hiking, I like to go fishing, I like to cook, I like to do gardening. And when I do those things, or sometimes I like to play music, and that's my me time, Of course, I like people, and I like talking with people and being around people. But yeah, there are some times when I teach where I talk. And after I talk so much, I need a break, and just to shut up and just not do anything about talking at all, So I have something called, in English we say, I have the gift of gab. The gift of gab. G-A-B, gab. To gab means to talk. And so having the gift of gab means that you're good at talking. And I got that from my mother. My mother is a talker. She can talk to anyone, anytime, anywhere, and I think she never gets tired of talking. But for me, yeah, there are some times when I want to live in my mind for a while. Just my thoughts, not with speaking and not talking with others.
Okay.
So yeah, sometimes.
And I saw your homepage, and I saw your pictures, food, delicious food, and you plant the vegetables by yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, we've had a garden since I was a boy. You know, we've always had a garden on our house. You know, so we have 2 small gardens. They're not big; they're just small gardens, but it's just enough for my family. You know, so. We have tomatoes, and we had green beans and peppers and yellow squash and zucchini and what else? Lots of herbs for cooking and cucumbers. And yeah, and I love growing my own vegetables because they taste so much better. They taste so much better than you don't understand. In America, most of the food that we have in our grocery stores, the tomatoes are shipped from far away, probably from Mexico. The apples come from far away, and they genetically make them so that they're very, very
Not yummy.
they're very resilient, but they're not yummy. That's exactly right. So that means that to be resilient means they don't rot. They last a long time, and they look good. They look really good, but they don't taste that good, right? Like I remember when I had a banana and a mango when I was living in Taiwan, I was like, whoa. Oh, this is like a completely different experience than in America.
I know.
Yeah, because
Taiwan has lots of fruits.
yeah, it does. Yeah, but the bananas and the mangoes, I had never tasted them before. When I have them here, you know, I eat them, but they don't taste like they should. You know, so yeah. Yeah, so I love growing my own food, especially like tomatoes. Tomatoes that you grow yourself, they taste so really, really yummy. And yeah,
Oh, I remember how to say 有机 organic 有
yeah,
机
organic.
organic
Yeah.
in your garden, organic vegetable.
Yeah, but yeah, just even just them growing by themselves, you know, like you choosing which kind of tomato to grow, not just the tomatoes they give you at the store, but a different kind that are better tasting, you know. So I have, let me think, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think I have 7 different kinds of tomatoes in my garden.
And that's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
You say you like the Taiwan fruit. Have you ever eat 凤梨?
Uh-huh.
How to say 凤梨? How to say 凤梨in English?
Let me make sure it's the right one. Let me make sure. Hold on. I have had it. Oh, wait. Wrong one. Fengli is pineapples. Yeah.
Oh, I have a pen. I remember that.
That's right. Yeah, that song.
Suddenly.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah.
Okay, pineapple. Okay.
Yeah.
I know 凤梨 is famous in Taiwan, so
Yeah,
I-
they
I
are.
use-
Yeah. There's a few cities that grow them. They have fields of them, and yeah, they're yummy. Yeah,
And the
pineapple.
dessert 凤梨酥.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. I've had that too, and but the one that I really love that I miss is mango shaved ice. I forgot how to say it in Chinese. what's the shaved
Ah.
ice? You know what I'm talking about?
芒果沙冰吗？沙冰
yeah,
刨
yeah,
冰
yeah,
That's delicious.
yeah,
I like 沙冰
and just mango smoothies too. Yeah.
My smoothie.
Yeah, but just because again the fruit just is so much yummier there, and the vegetables too. I used to go to the market almost every day to buy food to cook. You know, like many people would buy food from the restaurants, and I bought food from the restaurants sometimes too. But I love to cook, and I love all the fresh food at the markets. It's all coming from a farm that's nearby. So I would go to the market and buy fresh vegetables and you know, fresh shrimp and clams and seafood. And, you know, I would make my own food, cook my own food. Yeah.
Enjoy life.
Yeah. That's
Enjoy
right.
food. Enjoy
Yeah.
life.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, food is one of the great pleasures in life, you know, food and music. And so, yeah, I like to enjoy life through food. And cooking is such a fun thing because if you get good at cooking, it makes life better,
Yes.
you know?
Especially Chinese like eat. Like,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. Yeah. But everybody likes to eat. Everybody likes to eat. I just think cooking is very underrated. People think cooking is hard, or people think cooking is too much trouble. But if you cook well, then when you finish, you get rewarded with this delicious food that you've that you've made yourself. Like just the other day was my father's birthday, and I cooked him some Chinese food for his birthday that he wanted, and it was delicious. It was amazing, and it was much better than we would have if we would have gone to a restaurant. I'm sure that what I made was better than we would have gone to the restaurant, and so yeah, it was it's like this wonderful reward you get.
And in China, it's an item. If you want, grape a man. Grape her.
Then grab his
face.
stomach. Yeah. Yeah. We have the
Stomach.
same thing. We say something like the way to a man's heart is through his stomach. Yeah. We say the same thing.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. But I don't
Okay.
think that's just true for men. I think that's true for anybody, because when I cook food, every girl I've ever dated, they love when I cook food. It's like, oh wow, it's so nice you're cooking for me. And cooking is just a great way to show that you care about someone. There's another saying we have is you can tell how much someone cares about you based on how they cook for you. If they cook with care, then they care about you. If they just give you something, then maybe they don't really care.
I don't cook and I can't cook, but my husband good at cook.
Okay.
I think he loves me.
There you go. There you go. Yeah. All right.
Okay, and I have recently I want buy some books for my friend's son, and he is 10 years old. I want you can give me some suggestion and book some books for my friend's son. English books.
Right.
English books.
He's 10 years
小朋友
old.
看的书。
Okay, so his reading level is probably pretty low then, right? So let me think. What is a good book for a 10-year-old? Let me check my list here.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I think I would recommend. That might be a little bit too difficult. Let me think. Let me find something more simple. try. Let me see. Super fudge. Reading level. It's approximately for 5th graders. So that's probably a little too difficult for him. I'll tell you what. Why don't you send me a message and I'll try to look through my books later. I have a lot of books and I'll try to see if I can find something that might be good for you. I'll send you a few links that will be good for you.
Okay, really,
Okay.
thank you.
You're welcome.
Really,
That's all right.
thank you, not thank you. Thank you.
That's okay. Yeah, because I have lots of books, but it's tricky because if you're 10 years old in China and you're speaking English, then your reading level is probably more like around an 8-year-old level. So
Okay.
I need to find some books that are pretty easy but interesting. So
Okay.
I'll look through my list and see if I can send you some. Okay.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome. Is that all?
I think I think is that all.
Okay. All right. Okay, Isak.
Okay.
Well, it was good to talk to you again. Bye-bye. I'll see you next time.
Okay. Bye.
Okay, and let's see. Let's talk to Rania. Rania's been waiting for a while. Rania from, is that Sudan? Rania, do you want to come talk to me? And hello, Gila, over there in my YouTube. And yes, by the way, guys, if you want to follow me, you can follow me here. If you go to that, my link tree, go to that link, copy that link and open it, and you will find my YouTube, and you will find my podcast, and you will find my website. Go to that link, and you can follow me everywhere. Okay? It has my Hello Talk, it has my YouTube, it has my podcast, it has my website. So if you want to follow me, go to that link. Okay? Rania, I'm going to try one more time, Rania. Rania, are you there? There's Rania. Ooh. Oh, Rania's got a baby.
I'm so sorry. Hi, Mr. Mark.
That's okay. Maybe your baby wants to ask a question in English.
Yeah. Yes, I think so. How are you?
I'm okay. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you for asking.
Okay. And are you in Sudan? Here, I'll turn off the
Yes,
camera for
yes,
you.
I'm Sudan.
The camera's off now for you. Or it should be.
Yes, thank you.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you. Appreciate it.
Okay. And so
Thank you.
what would you like for me to do for you today? How can I help you?
I want to say hello, yes. And I want to say your way you ran is very enjoyable and helpful. Thank you. I'm so sorry for.
It's okay. It's okay, Rania.
So sorry,
It's
so
okay. Well, thank you for your compliment. I appreciate it. I appreciate it very
You come
much.
with me. Yeah.
Did you have an actual question for me, Rania, or did you just want to say thank you? Oh, we'll give Rania a minute. We'll give Rania a minute to try to deal with the baby for a minute. And while Rania is dealing with the baby, let me see if I can get somebody else up on stage for a minute. How about Shenya? Shenya, do you want to come talk to me? Shenya's been waiting. Hello, Shenya. Are you there? Shenya. Hello, Shenya. Okay, let's try one more. How about Awad? Awad, are you there? There's Awad.
Yes, sir.
Hello, Awad. How are you, my friend?
What's good? How about you?
I'm all right. I'm all right. And you're in Egypt. Are you in Cairo or Giza or Alexandria or where?
No, in Yemen.
Oh, you're in Yemen. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I misread the flag. It's too small.
Okay. You don't even see the flag.
No, I see it, but my eyes are not so good, and it's very small. And if you can't
Okay,
see,
no problem, no
yeah,
problem.
it looks almost the same without the small little thing in the middle, right? So, okay,
No,
well,
no problem,
what
sir,
can
no
I do
problem.
for you today, Awad? How can I help you?
Okay, I got a simple problem by what I can say. Actually, I'm a teacher. I'm a teacher, English teacher,
Okay.
but I have a lot of the difficulty with the a student. So once I got a student inside of the room, and I don't know, these strange students. I try to do a lot of effort, to convince him to stay and motivate himself and do stuff like this, but he ain't. I don't know why. No,
Okay, so the trouble with your student is just that he's not interested in English, or he's bored, or
it's not bored. I mean, it's like his parents forced him to come and study English.
right? Yeah,
See, this
yeah.
is the problem, right?
Okay, so
See.
yeah, Awad, the most difficult thing about teaching is teaching someone who doesn't want to learn. That's the hardest
That's
part
right.
about
No.
teaching. And if I have a student who wants to
That's
learn
right.
from me, it's easy. It's at least more enjoyable because they want to
Yes.
be there. But
Yes.
when you have a student who doesn't really
Yes.
want to be there, it's very difficult. And that is part of the job of a teacher.
That's right.
Part of the job of a teacher is to
That's right.
motivate
Part of the job.
and to encourage. And part of that means you have to talk to your students to try to figure out,
I try to motivate.
how can I relate this thing to them, right? So you need to find, how old is this student? How old? What age?
20
He's
or
20.
21.
Okay,
like that.
that's better. Okay. So what you should do is you should ask him, what do
Yes,
you
20.
want to do in your life? What do you want to do? What are you interested in? What do you do for fun? What are your goals? What are your dreams? Find out what their interests are. Find out what his goals are. Find out what his dreams are. And then you need to tell him, okay, if you want to do this, then this is how English will make that better, right? If you like video games, well, English is the #1 language used around the world on video games. If you want to travel, English is the #1 language used for traveling
Right.
around the world. If you want to study in another university, English will make that more easier. It'll definitely make it easier, and maybe you can get into a better school. If
Sure.
you want to have a job
Sure.
as a call center person, or you want to be a salesperson, English will make that better for you, right? So you have to find out what he's interested in
Sure.
and what his goals are in life, and then you have to try to find a way to explain to him how English has value for his goals.
I try to find a. Thank you. I try to find a way to convince him, and I catch him alone. No, catch him alone. Ask him about it, what is the situation inside the house, and what you got problem like, and any interest, doing stuff like reading, blah blah, like doing stuff like this.
Mhm.
And I don't know. He said I just forced from my dad to come here and study.
Okay.
The bigger problem is his dad is just forcing him to study or do stuff like this.
Okay.
And I don't know what you're gonna do with that person.
So maybe you should ask him why you think your father wants you to study English. Ask him why. Why do you think your father wants you to study English?
Sure.
And do you think your father is a smart man? If you think your father is a smart man and he wants you to do something, then maybe there's a good reason.
He responded to me. He said, he's my dad is a good guy and he's educational. And I said, why you rejected to study and study hard to be like your father? I said, Doug. He said, I have a lot of work and he has a small shop. You know, he got a small shop.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know who he sells it at,
Mm-hmm.
but all the things I don't know about it.
Okay. Well, there is another thing that you need to know about teaching, Awad, which is that sometimes students, you have to just keep trying to present them the information. You just have to keep trying because students are like flowers, right?
That's right.
There are some flowers that bloom in April, and there are some flowers that bloom in June, and there are some flowers that bloom in September.
Gotcha.
And you can't force it to bloom early. You have to wait for it to bloom. So, you know, there have been times when I've been teaching where maybe this year, this student really doesn't care and they really don't like English or they don't like learning. But then the next year, suddenly they're a different student. They're a different person. Now they really want to learn, right? So everybody blooms at a different time. But you have to just keep giving them the information. You have to keep presenting it to them and keep trying to motivate them, right? And it's all about motivation, Awad, because anyone can climb a mountain, but everyone will climb that mountain better if they have a reason why. Right? If you're just climbing the mountain, but you don't really know why, then of course you're kind of like, well, this is stupid. I don't know why I'm doing this. This is hard, and I don't know why I'm doing it. But if you know why, if you know why you're trying to get to the top of the mountain, then you will have more energy and you will do it better.
That's right.
Right?
You support yourself.
That's right.
Support yourself.
Motivation is really important when it comes to learning. And
actually, motivation, I always motivated, and motivate all the students, not him alone.
Yeah, it's a big part of being a teacher. If you can't motivate, then you shouldn't teach.
He's about of teaching, that's right, to motivate students.
That's right.
And I do all the time, no? And I think inshallah, it's going to be, inshallah, good.
Yeah. So I think I would keep talking to him and make him argue his point, right? So make him defend why he doesn't want to learn, right? Why doesn't he want to learn? Well, I don't want to do it because of this and this and this and this and this and this and this. At least you know that he's thought about it then, right? If you just say, I don't want to, then that doesn't mean anything. But if you have reasons why you don't want to, then at least he's thought it through. And then each point that he has, you can try to discuss with him. If he says, well, I don't want to use it because I don't think it's practical and I'm never going to use English in my life, you can tell him, you just don't know, man. You don't have any idea what's coming next year, right?
Sure.
You know, when I was 18, 19, 20 years old, I was a musician and I was performing in bars playing rock and roll music. And now I'm sitting in front of my camera here teaching English to people around the world. If you would have told me when I was 17 or 18 or 19 years old, oh, one day you're going to be teaching English, I would have said, no, I'm not. No, I'm not. I have no.
Yeah.
But you don't know what the future holds. You don't know what the future holds. So
Sure.
You have to try to prepare for the future as best you can. And language is such a great way to prepare for the future. And
work hard for it.
That's right. And English is what we call a lingua franca. It means it's a common language that's spoken all over the world. So it has tremendous value. And language has value that you can't even see. Language has value that you can't even see. So, you know, sometimes when somebody says, well, I don't really want to learn this thing, you have to tell them, well, wait, your father said you should learn it, and I said you should learn it, and your mother wants you to learn it, and your family wants you to learn it, and your friends want you to learn it, but you're still saying, I don't want to learn it. Don't you think that maybe they have a point? Don't you think that they could have, maybe they have some value in what they're saying? You know?
Sure.
You know, if you're one man arguing against the world, at some point you have to think, maybe I'm wrong. you know?
For sure.
Yeah.
Because you're lonely. You're lonely.
That's right. Yeah. If you're just
That's right.
one person with an idea against the world, it doesn't mean you are wrong, but it does mean you should consider if you are wrong.
That's right.
Right? So,
That's it. Everything.
yeah. So, Awad, it's hard. It's hard teaching students who don't want to learn.
That's right.
But
We stubborn enough.
yeah, they're stubborn. Yeah. But you have to just do the best you can. Just keep presenting the information. Keep being excited about it. Don't give up. And hopefully he'll find the light one day.
Thank you, and I appreciate it for doing this and talk to you. It's such an honor to be here, guys.
You're
I feel
welcome.
ready to do. Thank you.
You're welcome, my friend. You're
Thank
welcome.
you.
And your
Thank you.
English is great. Your English is great, and your energy is good. You've got good energy. So I know you're a good teacher because having good energy is a really important part of being a teacher.
Thank you. I
Yeah.
really appreciate it. I appreciate it.
All right. Well, keep
Thank
going,
you.
my friend, and good luck to you. And come back and see me again and let me know how it goes, okay?
Thank you, Jordan.
All right. Take care, my friend. I'll see you next time.
Take care. Thank you.
And Rania, are you there yet? Should I sing a lullaby for the baby?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. And what can I do for you then, Rania? Do you have a question for me?
Yes, I have.
Okay.
Teacher Mark, I want to take my IELTS examination. I think 6 months later.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a problem. For example, if someone asks me anything in English, okay?
Mm-hmm.
First, I translate it in my original language, my mother language.
Mm-hmm.
Then I respond.
Right. Yeah, that's too
This is
slow.
my big problem, yes.
Yeah, that's
because
too slow.
my listening is very good. What should I do?
Rania, you need to spend more time thinking in English. You need to spend more time thinking in English. Yeah. If you want to speak well in a language, you need to think well in that language. Right? If you're trying to translate everything in your mind, that's too slow. You will never be able to speak well if you do that. So that means every day you need to start practicing thinking in English. Right? So
Thinking like listening or reading or what?
no,
what?
thinking.
Exactly
Thinking.
mean?
I mean,
Thinking, just thinking.
when you feel you're hungry, you need to think I'm hungry in English. When you feel tired, you need to think I'm tired in English. When you think I want to go to the store, you need to think that in English. Start with simple thoughts. And then start trying to think about more complicated things. And there will be many things that you don't know how to think about in English. That's your homework. Right? So if you don't know how to say that thing or that thing or that thing, then write it down in Arabic, and then you have to learn, what is that word? Well, how do I say that thing? Or if you don't know how to describe this feeling you have or this idea you have in Arabic, then write it down. That's your homework. Figure out how to think about that thing in English. Okay? So, Rania, sometimes they say about language, they say that if you don't use your language, you will lose your language. That's what they say, right? Because you have to practice your language in order to keep it. But if you learn how to think in English, then you can practice English anywhere, anytime. Okay? So I live in the United States, but I can practice my Chinese anytime, anywhere, because I can think in Chinese. So, when I go to the store, I think in Chinese. When I cook dinner, I think in Chinese. When I watch TV or movies, I think in Chinese.
Oh, yes.
Okay. So if you learn how to think well in that language, then when you speak, it's very easy because you're not translating. Okay, so your language is a mental practice room for language. It's a language practice room. I'm sorry, your mind is a language practice room. Okay, your mind is a language practice room. You must use it every day. You must use it. Okay? Language starts in the mind. So if you want to be good at reading, writing, listening, and speaking, then you must be good at thinking.
Okay.
All right? That's how it works. Thinking, you know, when they teach you about language, they teach you that there are 4 parts of language: reading, writing, listening, and speaking. But the most important part of language is thinking. If you cannot think well in that language, then how can you write well or read well or listen well or speak well?
Yes. Every teacher I asked it, he told me listening a lot, speaking a lot.
No, thinking.
But this was yes.
Thinking. Yeah.
Okay.
That's
I
the
will
secret.
Learn my brain to think. Yes.
Yeah, that's the most important part. If you can't, here's what I say is thinking is like the platform that reading, writing, listening, and speaking stand on. If your platform is not strong, then your reading, writing, and listening and speaking will not be strong.
Yes.
Okay? So it's all
I
about
need to build
thinking.
a strong platform from
That's exactly
thinking,
right.
yes.
That's exactly right. Thinking is the platform. I call thinking is mental language, and reading, writing, listening, and speaking, those are physical language. So if your mental language is weak, then your physical language will be weak.
Yes.
Okay?
How long did it take?
Well, there is no answer to that. You know, learning takes a different amount of time for everyone. But if you go to my YouTube channel, there's a 5-minute video where I teach about how to think in English. Okay, it's a 4-step process.
Okay.
You start with baby English. Baby English is very easy. Babies don't know about grammar, so they don't care about grammar. And you don't need to care about grammar either for learning baby English. What do babies think about? Ask your baby. You can say, babies think about, I'm tired, I'm happy, I'm hungry, I'm sad. That's what babies think about, right? Babies think, I want this, I want that, I don't want this, I don't want that. I like this, I like that. I don't like this, I don't like that. Simple. Right? And you can do that anytime, but you don't. Right now, whenever you have those simple feelings or simple thoughts, you think in Arabic. You need to change that. Every simple thought you have from now on, you should try to have those simple thoughts in English. Okay? And then step 2 is what I call who, what, when, where, why English. So babies feel things. They have simple feelings and thoughts, right? But then when you get to be a little bit older, when you're 8, 9, 10 years old, kids at that age, they ask a lot of questions. What's that? What's that? Why? Where? When? Right? They ask lots of questions. So you should ask lots of questions and try to answer them. So if you go to the store, you can think, who do I see at the store? Oh, I see the boss, and I see the workers, and I see my neighbor. Okay? And what does the store have? Oh, the store has fish and milk and cheese and bread. And why do people go to the store? Well, they go to the store because they need to buy things for food, for cooking, right? And when does the store open? When does the store close? Where is the store? Those are good questions that you can try to think about and try to answer. Right? So that's step 2. And then step 3 is thinking about topics like, can you think about your family in English? Can you think about your friends in English? Can you think about your hobbies or your interests or your work or your job or your school in English? Okay? So if you go to YouTube channel, go to my YouTube channel and you'll find a video. It's a 5-minute video, and it will teach you about these 4 steps to learning how to think in English, okay?
Okay, I will.
All right. Well, great, Rania. And your English is pretty good. So I think you just need this one tip. You just need to understand that language starts in the mind, and you have a practice room.
Okay.
You don't have to live in America to practice English. You can live anywhere. You can live on the moon. But you just have to think in English.
This app. Yes.
Okay. All right. So good luck to you, Rania, and good luck with the baby.
Thank you, thank you. I really appreciate it. Thank you for your time.
You're welcome, Rania. I'll see you next time, okay? Take care.
Thank you, thank you.
Okay, bye-bye. All right, let me check to see some questions in the comments here. Let's see. What's the most effective topics that you have to practice on? If you're talking about thinking, then think about your family. Can you think about your family in English? Where are your mom and dad from? How old are they? What do they do? What do they like? Do you have any brothers and sisters? Where are they living? What do they like? How old are they? Do you have a favorite uncle or favorite aunt? Why do you like them so much? Right? That's thinking about your family. Your friends, same thing. Who's your best friend? Where did you meet? Why do you like them so much? How old are they? Your hobbies, your interests. What do you like to do for fun? Can you describe it to someone else in English? Your routine. What time do you wake up? What time do you go to sleep? What time do you have lunch? Where do you often eat? What do you often do? Your goals, your hobbies, your interests, your dreams, your plans. Those are all simple topics that you should be able to think about in English. Science, Rana, that's step 4. Step 4 is advanced English. Science, history, philosophy, economics, religion, politics. Those are a bit more difficult, right? So I honestly think that most people, they need to get level 1, 2, and 3. They need to get level 1, 2, and 3. All right? Focus on level 1, 2, and 3. Level 4 will come. Okay? Level 4 will come. If you're upper intermediate, then I definitely think do level 3 and make sure you're solid with level 3. And then you can start doing level 4 a little bit. Okay? All right. Let me read some comments and questions, and maybe I have time to talk with one more person here. Let's see. Hello to all the new people. If you want to follow me, please go to my link right here. You will find my YouTube channel where I have many, many videos that you can watch about learning English. You can find my podcast where you can listen about learning English. You can find my website where you can sign up for private lessons if you want private lessons from me. Okay, go to my link tree right here. Go right there and you'll find everything. Okay, let's see. A couple more comments that I'm going to try to read here. I feel at my level that I'm not improving English. Well, if you're not improving, then it's because you're trying to learn the same way over and over and over again, right? There are 2 reasons why people feel like they don't progress. One reason is they keep trying to learn everything the same way. So if you have one book, that's your English book, and you try to learn in that book every day, and that's all you do, then yeah, you're going to feel like you're not getting anywhere. You're going to feel like you're stuck, okay? If you want to learn something well, you need books, you need apps, you need teachers, you need friends, you need live streams and voice streams and podcasts and music and movies and TV shows and TED Talks. You need everything that you can get. And then you can always find something new to try to learn, and you can always find a new thing to focus on. That's one reason why people don't feel like they're progressing. They don't have enough ways to learn. They're just learning one way only. The other reason why people feel like they're not progressing is because they don't focus on their weaknesses. They focus on their strengths, right? So if you're good at speaking and that's all you do is practice speaking, then you're not going to improve. You need to find your weaknesses. What are you not good at? What are you bad at? And try to focus on that. Attack the things that you're not good at if you want to improve. Okay? If you're an intermediate in English, do you think it will affect my education in the USA? You already got an acceptance letter. Simon, most universities have an ESL program that a lot of students will have to do first before they can take classes. They'll have to do maybe 1 year of studying in the ESL program to make sure their English level is the right level, right? So wherever you're going in the United States, you need to contact them and you need to ask them about the ESL programs that they offer. And there are many students who will feel like you, okay? Okay, and please, Simon, only write your questions one time for me, okay? Hello, Peter. Good to see you. Can I recognize you? I'm not sure, Peter. I have a lot of followers, Peter. It's hard for me to remember everybody. I'm sorry. Simon, what are you doing? And Peter, I think I do remember you now, Peter. You're a little bit impatient, aren't you? Peter, there are already like 8 people who have been waiting in line, so you have to wait. I understand you have limited free time, but everybody has limited free time. Everybody has limited free time, okay? But there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people in front of you, Peter. So I'm sorry. I don't know if you're going to get a chance today. I'm going to talk to Tanya because Tanya's been waiting for a while. And I'll get Vincent as well. I'm going to try to get these 2 people, and then that might be it because I've been here for 2.5 hours already. Your weakness is only in writing? Well, then you need to focus on writing, Simon. Is writing important to improve your English? Yeah. If you have a car with only 3 wheels, can it drive very well? All the wheels are important on a car. Hello, Tanya.
Hello.
How are you?
Good evening.
Yes,
Fine.
I can hear you. Do you want me to turn your camera off?
Sorry, pardon?
Do you want me to turn your camera off? Would you prefer to have your camera off? It's up to you.
It's not convenient because
I know 在中国就是晚上，所以没关系。I'll
Yes,
turn it off. Yeah,
fine.
that's okay. I'll turn it off for you. Okay, your camera is off. So, how can I help you, Tanya?
Thank you. Thank you
It's okay.
for inviting me here.
You're welcome.
My question is, my vocabulary is very, very little. So
Okay.
if I want to impress my idea, it's very hard for me to. It's very hard for me to impress my idea completely.
Mm-hmm.
So how should I do that? How should I do well for this?
Well, so vocabulary is a very important part of language.
Yeah, very cool.
I definitely think you should read as much as you can, Tanya. Reading is one of the best ways to learn new vocabulary words, okay? In China, most Chinese people, they memorize. But memorizing is not a very good way of learning. It really isn't. Memorizing is good for short term only. You will forget. You'll remember for 2 weeks and then you'll forget. So don't memorize words. Find better ways to learn words. And reading is one of the best ways to learn words. Okay? So read. That's number 1. You can also get something called a thesaurus. Let me write this down for you. Thesaurus.com. If you go to this website, thesaurus.com, I just put it in the chat. Thesaurus.com is a website. It has a free thesaurus online. What is a thesaurus? A thesaurus is like a dictionary, but a dictionary will tell you the meaning of the words, and a thesaurus will give you all the words that have a similar meaning. Let me show you. Let me see if I can show you. Hold on. Oh, God, I did that again, didn't I? You can't see me, can you?
I can see you.
Can you guys see me? Did I just lose my camera?
No, I can see you.
You can see me. Okay. Oh, that's weird. Yeah, there's some weird glitch. Now I can't see myself. So let me see if I can share this screen.
Okay.
Okay, so take a look at this. I'm going to share. All right, so this is a website called dictionary.com or thesaurus.com. At the top, you can see they have two different ones, right? And dictionary.com is a great dictionary app. It's a great website just to look up new words and the meaning of the words. But thesaurus, let's type in the word angry. Oops, let's try again. So I'm going to look up the word angry. And look here. Now it's going to tell you, here's the word angry, but here are many other words that are related to the word angry. So if somebody says, are you feeling angry? You could say, I feel annoyed. I feel bitter. I feel enraged. I feel furious. I feel heated. I'm irate. I'm irritable. I'm mad. I'm outraged. I'm resentful. Okay, so all of these words are words that are related to the word angry. Okay, and you can explore your vocabulary this way. So if you say, well, I don't know, what does bitter mean? Oh, well, let's look at bitter. Oh, it means harsh or sour. Just henkuda, bitter. Okay, and let's see. I don't know what sour means. Let's look at sour. What does sour mean? Sour means it has an acid taste. It's biting, it's bitter, it's briny, it's fermented. So this is a good way to explore your vocabulary. You can type in words that you know, and it will give you new words that you do not know. Okay? Another good way to learn new vocabulary is by topic. So if you type in a word like furniture, whoops, furniture vocabulary. So let's look at this page here that just came up, and look, it has a bunch of different furniture words: coffee table, love seat, television stand, lamp, armchair, bed, cupboard, right? And they have a list here of all those words. Okay, fireplace, ottoman, bookcase, recliner. Okay, so this is a good way to learn vocabulary by topic. Okay, and look, there are many websites here that have them, or pictures also, right? Like this one here, you can look at this. Let's see if we can pull that up. Okay, so let me zoom in and make it bigger. Okay, so here you can see, let's get rid of this. How do I get rid of that? There. Here we go. Here we go. All right. So there's toilet and wash basin and bathtub and washing machine and shower and bidet, right? So you can learn these words based on topic. All right. So then there's another good way to learn vocabulary. So you can type in words like furniture vocabulary, computers vocabulary, travel vocabulary, history vocabulary. Find words based on topic. All right. And then lastly, the last way that I like to learn vocabulary is like this. Let me share my screen again. I think I lost it there. Okay, this is called etymonline.com. Etymonline.com. It's an online etymology dictionary, okay? And etymology means the history of where words come from. The history of where the words come from. So let's look up the word stick. So Let's see. Okay, so what is a stick, everybody? A stick is a piece of wood, right? It's a piece of wood. And it usually has a point on it, right? And the word stick, it sounds a lot like the word steak. Steak, right? What is a steak? Steak, 就是牛排, right? And so why does the word steak and the word stick, they look the same, right? They look very similar, steak and stick. Why do they look the same? Because what is a steak? Steak is meat that you cook on a fire. And what is the first, what's the first way that we cooked meat on a fire? The first way that we used to cook meat on the fire was with a stick. We put the meat on a stick and put it on the fire. Right?
Yes, okay.
Yeah, so now you'll remember that the word steak and the word stick are related because they have similar etymology. They have a history of etymology, right? Or the word, let me think. What does the word subway mean? Subway.
Subway, 地铁.
地铁, 对. So sub in English means under, okay?
Yeah.
And way, the word way, W-A-Y, that means road. So subway means under road. Okay? Yeah, and then the word submarine. Submarine, 潜水艇, 潜水艇, 就是那个, it's the boat. Did I say it right? Let me think. Let me look. Let me make sure. 这个潜水艇. Yeah, there we go. And what does submarine mean? Sub means under, and marine means water. Okay?
Yes.
And the word subject, kamu, right? So if I say subject, what subject do you like? I like science. Science is up here. It's the big subject. But then there are many kinds of science. There are many kinds of science. There's chemistry, and there's biology, and there's, astrobiology, and there's all these different kinds of sciences, and they're all under. Subject means the things that are under that. Okay?
Yes.
So this is also from etymology. So those are 4 ways you can learn vocabulary words. Read. Okay? 2, reading is really good. You can use a thesaurus to explore your vocabulary and improve your vocabulary. You can learn by topic, and you can learn the history of where the words come from. Okay? Okay, Tanya? So if you want to improve your vocabulary, that's a good way to do it.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
The second one on the line, that website. What is that?
Let me give that to you. etymonline.com. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I spelled it wrong. Let me try that again. etymonline.com. That's the etymology website. And then the other website was thesaurus.com. And both of those, they also have they have an app also. There's an app that you can get.
Oh.
Okay.
There are 2.
Yeah.
There are 2 apps.
That's right. They have 2 apps. There's 2 websites or 2 apps. Okay?
Okay. Thank you so much. I'm
You're
so
welcome.
happy this night.
You're welcome, Tanya.
Okay.
And good luck, and keep trying, okay?
Learning English and to expand the vocabulary. Thank you.
You're welcome, Tanya. I'll see you next time, okay?
Good luck to you. Bye.
Bye-bye. Okay. I still cannot see myself. Can you guys see me? Am I still on camera? My screen is black. You can still see me. That's so weird. That's so weird. Let me try to see if I can refresh my camera. Hold on one moment. Let me do this. I'm going to leave the room and come right back. Don't go anywhere, okay? Just stay right there. Hold on. Still nothing. And the sound is weird now, too. All right. So weird. Yeah, there's some kind of a problem with HelloTalk every time I share my screen. Let me try to fix this. Hello, hello? No, still the same. All right. Well, you guys can still see me. And Ashu, I see you, Ashu. But there are a lot of people who are waiting to talk to me, Ashu. You just came here. You're a little bit late. And you have to be patient if you want to talk with me. Yeah, I guess screen sharing is a big problem. Yeah. I'm talking to them about it. But right now I hear a terrible echo. But thank you, Tomas, for letting me know that. Okay. Peter, I'll be honest with you. You're not really helping yourself. Okay, Peter? I'm glad you conduct your live room, but Peter, I have 73,000 followers. You don't understand how many people want to talk to me. Everyone does. Let me ask my audience, how many of you want to talk to me? Lots of people want to talk to me, okay? And begging is not going to help. Begging is not going to help. You have to be patient. And I can't help everyone all the time. And I can't talk to everyone all the time. Okay? So, I have already been here for 2 hours and 41 minutes. Okay? I've helped many, many people. But I'm tired. I'm tired now, and I have to go to work. It's 12 o'clock here, and I have a lot of work to do. Okay, Ashu, I know you want to talk to me also, but you guys have to show up on time and raise your hand earlier. Let me just say, if you go to somebody's room and you just say, "Put me on stage," that is not going to work. Okay, it's not going to work. Come early, raise your hand, wait in line, and I will help the people who are patient. That's how it works. Okay? Begging me won't help. Okay? Yeah, thank you, Wafa. Thank you. Follow me right here, and you'll find out when I have streams. Okay? And when I have voice streams. I'm sorry. Right here. Follow me there, okay? But I don't appreciate it when people tell me that I'm not doing my job well. So, Peter, I do remember you, but I gotta say, I don't have good memories because you always complain. So, I don't know, Peter. I don't know. Well, Peter, if you're impatient, then yeah, I get a little bit upset. Yeah. So, anyway, guys, it's been almost 3 hours. It's been almost 3 hours, and I need to take a break, and I need to go do my other work. Okay? So, I want to thank everybody for coming. I want to thank you for listening and following and participating. And make sure you follow me here. You can follow me if you want. If you want private lessons, go there. Okay, my streams, I do live streams Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And by the way, this Friday is my 11-year anniversary on Hello Talk. Come to my live stream this Friday. It's going to be a special live stream, so please come. My 11-year anniversary here. I have about 73,000 followers. I've talked to people in every country in the world. So, yeah, please come. Tomorrow, Ashu, is Thursday. I don't do live streams on Tuesday or Thursday. Okay, so Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I do live streams. Friday, Tomas. Friday is my 11-year anniversary. But I do have voice rooms in the evening. I do have voice rooms in the evening. I try to do them Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday in the evening. But sometimes I'm too busy. So maybe if you come on Tuesday, maybe I won't be there because I'm busy. Okay? But I try to have them often. Okay? I have not seen the Deadpool or Wolverine movie. I have not seen it, okay, Peter? But please, Peter, please learn to be more patient, okay? Please learn to be more patient. Everybody wants to talk to me. Everybody has a time limit. I do the best I can, but you have to be patient, and you can't cut in line. Other people have been waiting, okay? All right, guys. My voice, I'm starting to lose my voice, so I really need to go. So, thank you guys. Have a good morning. Have a good afternoon. Have a good evening wherever you live in the world. And don't forget to be a language warrior. I'll see you guys next time, okay? Thank you. Thank you, Miriam. Thank you, Mustafa. Thank you, Angela. Thank you, everyone. Take care. I'll see you next time. Thanks, Tomas. Bye.